There's nothing wrong with being an educator, activist, and an artist at the same time.
But I'm a rebel with intelligence, rhyming with the passion of an innocent man with a life sentence.
Me and my friend, we used to go to this spot at UIC, the University of Illinois at Chicago. It was called Mojo's Pen, and it was like an open mic every Thursday night. It was packed. The host of the show was this guy in a t-shirt. He had long locks, a fair-skinned guy with tattoos. I worked up enough nerve, and I just like walked up to him before it started. I was like, hey, I heard something. I was like, are you a professor here? And he's like, yeah, I'm on the tenure track. And I was like, what? And that was like my first introduction to somebody that looked like me, that's where I'm from, that's on an academic level and well respected. And ever since then, I just was like, man, maybe that's a dream that I kind of like tucked away in my heart, that I was like, man, maybe one day I could be a professor. I'm from the south side of Chicago, the Inglewood community. I grew up in a single parent home. The neighborhood that we lived in when I grew up in, it was a close-knit community, but it was still like violence. When it really hit home to me, the type of environment that we lived in, I was like 10, 11 years old, and a friend of ours named Brian got murdered. And that's when it hit home, like, man, this environment is real. And what kept me away from like all the other stuff that was going on was hip hop. So hip hop was like a huge part of my life. Like, I learned a lot from like listening to like KRS-One, Public Enemy, about me as a black man, about me, my community, about how to be aware of the community I was living in, and how to be aware of my people, like, but help everybody else to elevate too.
How do you see yourself in 2020? How do you envision yourself?
Yeah, you are, we are, yeah.
We have to teach the whole child, I think. Like, it's a holistic approach to teaching. You're not just teaching the mind, but you teaching the whole being, especially for students of color. Like, they need to learn how to find their voice.
Would anybody else like to share?
And because students spend so much time in the classroom, I think the arrangement of the classroom need to change. That's why I was scared to be a teacher, because I was like, if I be a teacher, I'm gonna put a sofa in here, 2 turntables, some records. I definitely think the classroom needs to be reimagined.
No more questions about my purpose, ain't it obvious? The time say right is wrong, do the opposite.
When I complete my doctorate degree, I would want to, like, I'm just like speaking it into existence. Maybe be a professor at UT, but still be connected to high schools. I would want to groom some young people that I could pour into them and teach them the things that I learned, so they could have the same spark, so they could take the baton further than I did.
No compromise and major profits at the time now. We slowed it down and put the soul back in it now.